What is up, everyone? It's Kamakazi here today, and today I wanted to talk about the new article on the Warbots website, and it's titled Confidential Project Baikal. Am I pronouncing that right? Probably not, but like, who knows? Who knows? So this is part of, I guess, a series now. I don't know. Warbots has been evidently posting some of this stuff. The last one that they posted was about the pendragon, which is evidently is a confidential project also. And basically, these are just like teaser trailers on the Warbots website that they hardly ever even announced or like publicized. So it's pretty interesting, and not a lot of people know about these. So this is the confidential project, Baikal, and how it starts off is basically it's like an interview. It's like an interview with this random guy that we have no idea who he is. And yeah, so this robot kind of marks a point in this lore that Warbots is creating where it could possibly actually become a thing in game. The Pendragon, when it came out, I was kind of like, we're gonna hear more about it, but could it become a robot in Warbots? Maybe. Now I'm thinking, now that we're seeing the Baikal, this is a trend, guys. This is a series, and I think that we could see these robots come into the game shortly. Possibly even in update 5.4 or the next update. Yeah, I think it's update 5.4. That'll be the next one, right? Unless I'm dumb, which I probably am, but like... So we could see it come in as a pack maybe with the leech, because the Baikal is looking like the light robot. Warbots likes to bring out like packs, basically where they put a light robot, a medium robot, and then a heavy robot. So I'm thinking the Baikal is going to be the light robot. The medium robot is going to be the leech, because it has like the 4 medium slots and stuff and all that. And then the heavy one is definitely going to be the pendragon, which is obviously going to be a massive, massive warbot. Alright, so we start off with a photo of the interviewee, I guess. And again, I'm thinking these guys are going to be legendary pilots very soon because, well, that's kind of what has happened before. As I told you guys about the Spectre legendary pilot, he actually became a legendary pilot, and he made his debut in a video a while ago, a while before we even knew about the battle pass or knew that he would even be in the battle pass. So that's pretty interesting. If you stay up to date on like the Warbots news and stuff, sometimes like there's stuff in it that you have no idea that's going to be added into the game, and it eventually does. And when you see it added into the game, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, guys. But so this is the picture of the guy, and it's a audio log excerpt from Personal Archive. So evidently this is a log from a while back, and it's this guy talking. We've seen audio logs before in Warbots, the videos and stuff, but I've never seen them kind of put it down on paper, kind of like they are. I guess they did with the Pendragon prototype, but I don't know, it's an audio log excerpt. Alright, in this new world, we're all practically the same. Yes, we stick with different technologies and wear different corporate clothes, but at the same time, we speak the same language, watch the same shows, play the same interactive entertainment pieces, root for the same Yandy showdown matches, and so on. So, what the heck does this mean? Basically, I don't know, it's again, for some reason, like in the past one, they like to rant about some very confusing stuff, about how we're all the same, even though we're just slightly different in the way that, in the society that we're in, I guess. I don't know. Pretty deep, I guess, but it's kind of funny. They play the same interactive entertainment pieces. Like video games, we all play the same video games. They call it interactive entertainment. God, that's a mouthful. I cannot say that 5 times fast for the life of me. And then it says, root for the same Yandy showdown matches. For those of you guys that have no idea, Yandy Showdown is actually a map that will be coming very soon in Warbots. I think in the Leech update. So the next update, guys, we could be seeing the Yandy Showdown match. The Yandy Showdown map. And evidently it's supposed to be like a one-on-one kind of match thing. It'll be interesting. We'll have to see how that turns out. They're not really telling us way too much about it other than what's kind of going to look like. Not what it's actually going to be really used for. Well, I think they might have. They probably put it in the dev stream, but I never really watched that dev stream. I don't know why. I just never got around to it, I guess. Please, don't think I'm complaining. That's all okay. That's where we are right now, yet still. Interesting. All these, well, not all, these two kind of interviewees that were on the Pendragon And now the Baikal, they're having kind of the same mindset, I guess, of this kind of laid back, I'm not complaining, whatever. Because that's exactly what the guy said before, I'm not complaining. So, kind of interesting. Very, um, sim- very similar, I guess. I especially resent losing languages. Language is not just a set of words and symbols, they represent the whole systems of thinking. Old stories told on these languages might be hard to grasp for us, but being out there is what actually makes them so enticing. People from different cultures were all making sense of life in their own way. Unfolding their perspective really helps you see the world in a new light. That's interesting. How he's kind of resents losing languages. So what he means by losing languages is like basically all these languages and stuff just are people aren't learning them and they're just dying with the people that do know them. I kind of disagree with this guy on that. I don't really I think that there should be one kind of master language in the world, really and truly, because all these languages and stuff, it just creates these barriers, and we're so insensitive to other cultures because we just don't understand them. We have no idea what they're saying. And I think that there should be one language, that we don't need all these hundreds and thousands of languages, because there are like thousands of languages on on this world, and it's kind of crazy to think about. So I kind of disagree with him on that. Of course, he's just a fictional character, but when I was designing your siblings, oh, they're blank. So maybe what I'm thinking here, because they black out stuff evidently, because it's a confidential project. They're trying to make it kind of have that confidential effect to it by blacking out a couple of these words and stuff. So I'm thinking when he's saying, when I was designing your siblings, other blank blank blank, I'm thinking like maybe I don't know, maybe what he meant to put in that black part was like what country they're from or whatever, because there's like five factions in the Warbots world, and maybe he's talking about like factions or something there. But he's designing their siblings, so evidently these guys are robots, robot siblings. Oh my goodness, that would be interesting. That would be very very interesting. I was really into pre-cataclysmic myths, so this kind of gives us the setting, the time setting there. It's telling us that this is post-cataclysm. Basically, a while back, if you were into the Warbots lore, you know that a while back there was this massive kind of fallout on Earth, and people had to move or something like that to Mars. And so this is after it, and evidently there are myths, or people think there are myths about different things. There's so much going on there. Did you know, for example, that in so-called Eastern tradition, blank blank blank, are actually water creatures? They embody seas, rivers, and lakes while also representing different sides of the old world. Blank 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 lives on south, blank 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 protects the east, and so on. Alright, guys, I understand this 100%. I know exactly what they were talking about. I know it makes no sense to you guys, but in my past video, I gained some very interesting knowledge about the Dragon Robots pack and how they protect the different seas of China. So what he's talking about, he's saying Eastern. Eastern is like Asia and stuff. The eastern side of the world is considered to be Asia. Now, China is in Asia, guys, and these were kind of the Chinese robots, the dragon pack, and dragons are kind of a symbol of, I guess, China. I don't know. And so, basically, these dragons, they protect the seas. They embody seas, rivers, and lakes, as he's saying, while representing different sides of the old world. So these dragon bots, they're kind of old legends, old folk tales and stuff about how they protected the different seas. And there are 3 dragon robots. Yes, there is a 4th one in Chinese legend, and I mentioned that the shun, I think it was pronounced. And of course, there are different like sayings for it. There are different names for it, but the one that I found was called the shun, and evidently that protected, I don't remember which sea, but so basically he's talking about, I guess, all those dragons, and ironically, I still made my dragons breathe fire. I'm not that good at sticking to the theme, haha, but I digress. Besides the 3 that everyone already knows, Ao Shun, or not Ao Shun, Ao Jun, Ao Guang and Ao Quinn. I don't know, I had a brain fart right there. I had to think about that for a sec. Besides the three that everyone already knows, may I take credit for that, by the way, there was one last dragon in the myth. I never had a chance to get back to that story and have almost made peace with that. Yet, here we are. Like the story wants to be finished so badly, it writes itself. This last dragon is the Ao Shun, guys. The Ao Shun. The protector of the final sea. So basically, Warbots, they made a 3-dragon pack, but they left out one. And they were evidently thinking that, oh yeah, we're going to bring it back one day in the future. And they did. And they did right here. Right here, guys. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. So my theory was actually correct. Again, in the past video where I went over all the Warbots' names and stuff, I theorized that there was a 4th dragon robot, and it was named the Ao Shun. Now they're actually talking about the 4th dragon robot. Oh my goodness. That's so cool. That's so cool. So, yeah, we could see a 4th dragon robot. Now, here we go. Blank 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 has almost come to a conclusion. You realize where it's going now, right? Time to give you a proper name. Done, wear it with dignity, my proud blank blank blank. Interesting. So, I'm talking about the Ao Shun here, but this is called Confidential Project Baikal. So I had to do a little bit of research on this. And evidently a Baikal, or a deep Baikal, it's the largest freshwater lake in Asia or Europe, and the deepest lake in the world. Interessante, boys. Interessante. So, the Baikal, they're having some obsession with the sea, evidently, in this one, and they're calling it the Baikal. Now, I'm thinking that the Baikal could be in relation to the Ao Shun. I'll have to figure out what that is, but we'll see, you know? These have a correlation. There is a correlation to this. The Baikal has a correlation to the Dragon Pack. We know that already. The Pendragon has a correlation to the Knights of Camelot, and the Leech evidently is kind of the third part of the pack that was the Behemoth and the Phantom. Interesting, everyone. This new pack is kind of the misfit pack, I guess. They're all adding on to packs of robots from the past. Very interesting. So obviously, this is going to be a pack. We're going to see these robots come out sometime or another, or else I'm going to be very sad. I'm going to be really sad. I want to see what these robots turn out to be. You can't just create this lore and stuff and then not, like, continue and follow through with it. We got to figure it out, you know, boys? So, obviously, again, this Baikal is going to be a light counterpart to the Dragon Pack. Now, and then we have the Leech, which will be the medium part of this pack, which will also, or part of this update, will be the medium robot in this update because of its 4 medium slots, and it will add on to the Behemoth and Phantom pack. And then, the final one, which will be the Pendragon, will probably add on to the Knights of Camelot pack from many years ago. And for those of you that don't know, the Dragon pack is the Ao Shun. Why do I keep on saying Ao Shun? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. My brain is just crazy. The Ao Jun, the Ao Guang, and the Ao Quinn, that is the Dragon pack. The kind of the pack the Leech is with, it's not really named, is the Behemoth and Phantom. And then the Knights of Camelot pack, which I was talking about, is also known as the British bots, if you want a term for that. And that is the Lancelot, the Gareth, and the Galahad. So, those are shielded bots. Obviously, the Pendragon in the photo seems to have 2 shields on it, 2 little ECU shields. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be a part of the Camelot pack, because the Camelot pack, the Knights of Camelot pack, is known for shields. That is their trademark, basically. So, this is going to happen, guys. I swear to God. I mean, I could bet money on this that we're going to see these robots on the test server in a month or two, maybe. Or maybe even sooner. Who knows? But I'm like interested. I want to know more. Like, dude, this lore now that they're doing, before, again, I wasn't very interested in it. I really was like, whatever. There's 5 factions. There's whatever, the story. But, you know, now that they're adding, like, intriguing stuff, like, whoa, a new robot, the 4th unknown dragon robot, the 4th Knights of Camelot robot, the Leech, you know, it's getting interesting. And I feel like they're bridging the gap, because before, the lore really wasn't really that interesting because it didn't bridge the gap between the lore and war robots, the game. And now what they're doing is they're adding lore into every single robot that's going into the game, therefore making the lore a part of the game, which it just makes it better, a lot better. You know, I'm not going to read something if it's completely unrelated to war robots and it has nothing to do with the actual game. But, you know, if it's actually having something to do with the game, guys, I'm interested. I'm all over that. So, who knows? We'll see. We will see, guys. Alright, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Please, if you could, you know, like and subscribe. Helps me out a ton. I'm going to see you next time, everyone. Have a great and amazing day. Bye.